if he misquotes or tries to mislead the people by misinterpretation as well. This is not the normal practice found in the reactions of people to television programs. Fake things are created in religion, fake things are created in human desire to have fun and fantasy, and it goes on unnoticed and unchecked. So this is the danger, that the new generation perhaps will grow with wrong ideas about the universe and the facts of life. So there are so many dangers attendant upon that, for which I continue to remind Ahmadi children to turn back to the reading far more than they do at present. At the time sitting hooked on and receiving whatever information they receive as valid and genuine, which is not so. Right? Thank you.
Assalamu alaikum.
One sound.
During our tabligh encounter with various communities, one question that keeps coming up is that there were so many, according to them, many eminent divines, religious leaders over the contemporaries of promised Messiah, ﷺ, and they never mentioned that Allah has shown them any dream or any information that the promised Messiah. They mentioned that their religious leaders, who are the contemporaries of promised Messiah,
all right,
they never mentioned that promised Messiah has come or he is about to appear, and they find it a bit difficult to understand.
Okay. Are they mostly Christians or Muslims?
Though they are Somalian, Turkish, Kurdish, and
all the group which you deal with have the same problem.
Same common
So
question.
the problem may lie somewhere else, because this is not what is reported to me by other Dayin Allah. It's a very specific problem you have raised. But the answer is very easy to find, not at all difficult. At the time of Jesus Christ, throughout his life, he was not even mentioned in any annals of Roman history or current history of the Roman at that time. First time they mentioned Jesus Christ was 30 or 34 years after the act of crucifixion. And there too he was just briefly mentioned. In case of Moses, who has created, such stir in the history of religion, because he led a religion the like of which had never gained importance in human history and in shaping the human life. Yet Moses is not mentioned in any steles of the the pharaohs and the Egyptian archaeological record. He is not mentioned at all, as if nothing had happened. So this is not a sign of falsehood, it is a sign of truth. Because people who were taken as insignificant, completely unworthy of even mention, are now respected and revered and have found acceptance in such large numbers that those who considered them insignificant and meaningless, they have been driven to oblivion. And the passage of time is further increasing this ratio of insignificance of those who were once significant in relation to those who were considered insignificant, but God gave them a continuous, ever increasing fame and power and recognition in the world. So if it happened to Masih Maud Islam, there is no wonder. It should have happened to him. Right? The question is, what is the future of Ahmadiyyat as seen or judged from the previous 100 more years of Ahmadiyyat, the progress of Ahmadiyyat. If it is following the same direction, with the same steady advance in every sphere of human values and in the sphere of its respect, growing respect in the world, even at a faster rate than Christianity could ever boast in its first century, then of course Ahmadiyyat cannot be rejected as something meaningless. Right? Thank you.
Assalamu alaikum, Hazur.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah.
Hazur, how we motivate and encourage each and every Ahmadi to become a successful Da'i Allah?
How can I motivate you to listen to my sermons? That is the question. Thank you.
Assalamu alaikum, Hazur.
Please.
My question relates really to the previous questioner. I ask it in a light-hearted sense, but I mean it very seriously. Hazur, do you agree that one of the best ways we can achieve 1,500 bats is by not losing 500 of the 1,000 we gained last year? Apparently, according to Amir Saab, out of the 1,000 bats we had last year, we've lost 500 of them, and only 500 of them can be traced.
You see, this is an issue which has to be dealt with in depth. Unless you analyze the reasons why England has failed to achieve its objects and the targets, I mean, and is in no way showing signs of gaining closeness to the target at all. While in other countries exactly the opposite is happening. In Germany, if you go, the whole Germany Jamaat is in a stir. Everywhere there is buzzing like when the the honeycomb is threatened. You see, there is a general buzz and stir in the whole colony. So the entire Germany Jamaat is relevant with that activity and awareness of their responsibilities. That is not found here. It is not the fault of Ahmadis. It is the fault of administration, who have failed to take this issue seriously, and they have failed to really analyze in depth why it is not so in England. Wherever the Jamaats are repeatedly reminded for taking certain measures, and they ignore them, they always meet the same fate. But where they take them seriously, things begin to happen. I quote the example of Ghana, for instance. For a long time, year after year, I told the Ghana Jamaat that I can see the potential in you. In every sphere of Ahmadi activity, no less as I see the potential in the other Western African countries. If anything, I am deeply convinced that the quality of Ahmadis in Ghana, in their deep dedication and in many other ways, is better, if anything, than the Gambians and others. No reflection on them, of course, but this is a hard fact. And still they couldn't reproduce results because they didn't follow the instruction to the letter. And once they began to do it, the whole situation of Tabligh was completely transformed. It was, in fact, metamorphosed. Such big change has happened. Previously, they couldn't break the number 1,700, 600. With great effort, they could rise beyond 1,000 in the last, not the last, but previous to the last few years, to 2,000, 2,300 and so on and so forth.